Hello everyone, welcome to Snowfell Cinema, where we only show the most premium of tarot card movies. Um, if you don't mind, I like to start with a little bit of a security check. I'm just going to cleanse your aura so that you're a little bit more comfortable for this reading today. All right? For both of our comforts, honestly. Okay, I am just going to, if you don't mind, I'm just going to brush off your aura and then polish it up a little bit, okay? Brush and then polish. All right, you ready? All right, very good. Just stay still for me. Just gonna brush that off. Hold on, give me 1 second. Make sure that I get a good hold on it. Brush that energy off of you. That's good. All right, just working around your face right now. Let's do a little bit into your hair. Now your hair holds a lot of energy, just like it holds a lot of memory. We're not going to do anything with your memories, of course. We're just going to eliminate anything that might have clung to you on your way here. Definitely don't want that. And we're just going to polish that off, especially in your hair area. You might notice that after this, your hair is a little bit more like glossy. You might see a bit more shine to it. It might be holding a little bit more moisture now. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm also going to do under your neck, under your chin, around your collarbone area where you would wear like a necklace. Gonna cleanse in your shoulders. And I'm gonna polish that off. I'm gonna start with your shoulders, then under the neck here. Lift your chin up for me. Very good. All right, I'm gonna polish a little bit around your jawline. You should see a little bit more definition. All this is reversible if it's not what you're looking for. Don't you worry about that. I'm gonna start brushing off. Ooh, that's a much better way to hold it. I'm gonna start brushing off more of your collarbone area into your chest and around your heart. Definitely the heart area is a very easy place for things to collect. I'm gonna polish that off for you. Should be nice. You should be feeling a nice pleasant feeling right now. A little bit warm, a little bit gentle. You might be feeling a little bit more at peace. Oh, and look at that. A little gift for you here. If you would like, you can hold on to this, especially as we go through the reading. Should add a little bit of comfort to you. There's some things that maybe, we never know what we're going to see in the movie, so there could be some things that are triggering, so hold on to that tight. That's your emotional support piece. Go back into your heart and polish that up, because we want a nice, bright, shining heart, okay? Again, if that's something that you're not looking for, this is completely reversible. Just go back to your normal habits, and it should dull the effects, okay? If this is something you like to keep, a little bit of maintenance on your part will do wonderfully. If you don't have any objects like this, a simple hand brushing should do. Nothing crazy, it should just soothe. It shouldn't be painful. In this sense, the pain does not mean it's working. It means the opposite, okay? If you don't mind, you could turn around for me. All right, perfect. I'm just gonna do the back of your head, back into that hair area, definitely behind your ears. It's also a very easy place for things to collect. Just gonna polish back there. You should notice a lot less tension behind your head. Any headaches or migraines, you shouldn't see them for quite a bit of time, unless you do miss them, then I would say proceed to strain your eyes in your mind, and also get yourself into someone else's business. Ooh, light confirmation. Let's see if we can get that back on. All right, very good. All right, you feel okay? Was that triggering for you? Is that something you'd like to do? Like get into other people's businesses? Is that something you want to keep doing? Not right now? Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna dust the base of your neck into your shoulders, and your shoulder blades, and down your spine. Okay? This should help with your posture, especially if you sit down a lot. We're gonna just polish up the spine for you first, and then make our way towards the shoulders and the base of your neck. Okay, feel better? Yeah? See, it seems like you might be affecting the light a little bit. Yeah, is that you? Is that something you came to do? Now, while I do respect your behavior and your actions, everything has a consequence to it, all right? So if this is unintentional, then we can work together to work. If it is intentional, then you might start seeing some lighting issues of your own. You might have problems with electricity. Your electricity bill could be higher. Your electronics could stop working, something like that. So if that is something you're doing intentionally, I would advise you to stop, for your own sake. Unless it is that you wish to live in the dark, then I would say continue on. All right? Try not to get frustrated, because this is kind of like a place that doesn't really like hold on to negative energy too long. So if this is something you wanted to keep permanent, just take a deep breath, find your center, and start letting go of things that you cannot change. Okay? All right, sorry to say that all behind your back. You can turn back around for me, okay? Just gonna have a good look at you. Okay, looking pretty good. Let me just do your stomach area. I could do that, especially after what we were just talking about. You can hold a lot of guilt there, so if you did have intentions and you change your mind, we're gonna clear that up for you, all right? And polish that up for you. Really get to that belly button where that umbilical used to be. Blessed be the mothers of the world, the divine feminine goddess. That's what we do here. We're here for the dolls, we're here for the goddesses, right? If you're a masculine energy, you're absolutely welcome here. Just if you get a little bit uncomfortable, that's just the feminine energy trying to balance out, all right? Again, take a deep breath. Find your softness, find your confidence. As soon as you tap into your confidence, the feminine energies won't make you feel that way anymore, okay? All right, I think you're looking spectacular. You're actually glowing right now. Lovely. A little bit of confirmation if you could hear that. Yep, you're all ready. All right, I saw 848 as well. I'm just gonna put these items to the side. Again, hold on to your emotional support piece. That's gonna be helpful. Let's get into this reading. So, to be fair, this lighting thing is suggesting that it might be a little bit uncomfortable. That's okay. I'm here. I'm with you. At any point that you wish to leave, you're welcome to leave. There are exits over here, and just behind me, okay? All right, let's get into it. Just a little bit of an update. I did start speaking with some caterers, and I'm thinking that we'll be able to get some refreshments for you by the end of the week. Okay? I'll try to get a nice little... I'll start off with something nice, simple, and then later on we'll build into some variety, okay? So if you don't, if by the end of the week you don't see anything that you're interested, just be patient. I want to provide quality options for you, and that does take a little bit of time, okay? Interesting. Take this out. Let's do this. Okay. Alright, it does seem like this film did take a little bit of time to get together, so I am honored to bring this film to you. Looks like it was really a work of passion, it seems. Maybe some hiccups, but it's here. It's here with its message. It's ready to be enjoyed. If you choose to enjoy, I saw 11:31 as a confirmation there. And it looks like our genre of the film is going to be maybe a little bit of a horror movie, which I should have put my vote in. I really should have. I would have won that raffle. I was looking for a horror movie. I was really hoping that the next tarot card reading was going to be a horror movie. So yeah, it looks like we have a little bit of horror movie. This can be like a dreamy type of horror movie, very surreal. Yeah, very nightmarish, if you will. Very Nightmare Princess from Adventure Time. Towards the ending, when Finn was looking for. If you haven't seen all, excuse me. If you haven't seen all of Adventure Time, then pause this and go enjoy that if you will, if I'm not going to ruin anything or spoil anything for you. If you're okay with spoilers, or if you've already seen it, then I will continue. Finn was looking for his mother at one point, and on his travels they ran into I don't even know why I'm pulling confirmations already. But I'm just going to leave that there. We can talk about that in a little bit. I did pull one card, jumped ahead of myself a little bit. But we ran into Nightmare Princess, which I adore. I adore the whole concept of that. Very succubus, incubus, concubus vibes. Very love that. Very love that. Very love that. I think that could be a really great name. Like Harry Love That. I love that. Anywho, we're gonna start with our main character today, and this is going to be a reoccurring actress or actor. Actress? The goddess here. The world. So this is gonna be a very artful person, just like we had in our last video, our last film. Under the world, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is maybe someone who is, this could be, this is giving a little bit of like, that, what's it called? Like The Last Girl, or, the survivor at the end of the movie. This is her. And the movie is set in something that's a little bit like darker. It's almost giving me, have you seen Candyman? And that, do you know the story of Candyman? Like the origin story of Candyman? It's very interesting. Apparently, a woman had put in a 911 call about someone trying to break through her bathroom mirror. And apparently, to save on space or time or finances, whatever, bathrooms would be placed back to back in different apartments. So you have one apartment with a bathroom and another apartment with a bathroom, but the bathrooms are connected to each other. I guess just to keep the piping, you know? And so the mirrors would also be reflective of each other. So um, apparently, at that time, a group of younger people, younger than the lady that made the phone call, um, they had removed the mirror and could see into the woman's apartment. Not, I, as the story was told to me, they didn't believe that the woman was there, had occupied, because she was a shut-in. At least, or she didn't leave her home too often. But I think eventually she started to pick up at her job, get more, um, she was starting to live her life. And before this happened, and so they decided, I guess not knowing that she was there and could maybe possibly rob her place, um, they broke in through the bathroom mirror and they shot her. It was suggested that she might have lived if the investigation had gone smoothly, but there had been some hiccups there. Um, so she did pass away. But it is giving me a little bit of like, kind of like that type of horror movie, or like in that setting, a little bit like rural, or not rural, urban, very city. Also giving me, what was it, with Jeffrey Dahmer, with Evan Peters. It's giving a little bit of that area. So this could be, this could be a horror movie that involves minorities. Which is kind of, how Scream is coming back? Very fun. Very fun. Love that. Um, Above our world card, we have the Nine of Cups. So this is a character. Yeah, this is it's like a up and coming uppance. I also feel like that could be a name. Coming uppance, Mary coming uppance, something like that. I would love to write a movie script and just put the most ridiculous names in there. Just like in Adventure Time, to talk about that again, when they had like the murder mystery thing, and they all have fake names, and I think Princess Bubblegums was Lady Bottom something, or just like Harry Potter with Long Bottom, or Weasley. It's giving that type of interesting name. I actually don't know how we got there. Anywho, on the either side of our more urban, kind of like grungy environment, we have the Five of Cups and or not the Five of Cups. I don't know why I said Five of Cups. Five of Cups would be conflict. Okay, I could see that. And the Death card. So this is the Ten of Cups and the Death card. This is kind of giving me maybe a loss of family. Like, oh, you know what? It's giving a little bit Bruce Wayne. If Bruce Wayne, it's like they lost their family. Not saying that our main character is like rich. They're like rich in spirit, but not in. It doesn't seem like in finances or anything like that. It does seem like our main character is poor. It does seem like our main character is poor. They don't have a lot of money coming in. And it looks like they might have experienced a loss in their family, or has lost their entire family, something like that. Next to, on either side of the coming into themselves or what have you, we have the Child of Swords and the Emperor. So this is kind of giving me this is kind of giving me like a special skill set, um, or like even like thinking process, or how they talk, or what they say. There's some type of like um power in what they're open to. Like there's a little they it's a little bit like their success is tapped in from their thought process, their mythology. That's not what I meant to say. Methodology. I meant to say methodology, but mythology. It's almost giving me a little bit of it's an interesting like almost a That's So Raven kind of thing, but if her family and friends were a little bit scared of the fact that she could see into the future. I can see into the future, you know. And I That's What Raven used to have me cracked up. Have you guys, if you've seen it, have you seen the episode in which they had a I think they had a babysitter for some reason, even though Raven was probably old enough to watch her and her little brother. But I think they had a babysitter, and the babysitter was I don't know, trying to do. They didn't like each other or whatever, so the babysitter put like a camera in the cake, and they ate the cake, and it was I don't know what it was, but the babysitter was trying to get them to admit that they ate the cake, or at least Raven. And then Raven was like, "Yes, yes, we ate the camera." I don't know. It was just so funny. Um, it was just so fun. I had me. I would. That's when we had TiVo. Oh my gosh, you guys remember TiVo? Things happen so fast. Things happen so fast. It's so crazy to like to live in a body that's like doesn't feel like you've gone through so many changes or whatever, but when you think back of it, a lot has changed. I remember dial-up internet. I remember when computers had I remember when computers were big and thick. I remember when computers had video like games on them. I remember when the internet was like a free space. I remember, you guys remember MySpace? Oh my God, I wish MySpace would come back. It would be way better than Facebook. I remember when Facebook came out, and then Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr. You guys remember Tumblr? Tumblr was a very, very interesting thing. I really think that Tumblr did a lot to the psychology of millennials, and I think that as we move forward, it's kind of like that subcology. It's very yeah, it's very subconscious, subliminal, but like we kind of did it to each other. And I think after Tumblr is when we started trying to like monetize off of people's creativity, and I think that's very interesting. I feel like Tumblr led into what AI is. And, so many Tumblr artists I used to follow who I see AI reiterations, like it seems like a reiteration, but I'll see AI work and be like, I know who that style is inspired by. Like I was there when that style crawled from the primordial soup. Like I was there at the beginning of time. I was there at the beginning of internet time. I was there before cell phones, when we had a landline, when it was connected to the wall. Like, you kidding me? You kidding me? You kidding me? When I go through all the things that I've experienced, I'm surprised I'm not like in an old folks home. Like what? How did it happen so fast? But anywho, confirmation there if you heard that. On the side we have. Oh, is that right? I think that's right. So Child of Swords is also above the Ten of Cups. So this is like, oh, especially in conjunction with a death card, it seems like this is someone who's talking about their trauma. So this is maybe someone who's like come up by talking about their losses, um, especially if they had lost family or something tragic happened in their family or a big change in their family or the family dynamic has changed maybe in the accelerated rate in which I was talking about the internet and technology and stuff like that. We also have the Emperor above the Death card, which is heavy Mars energy. So very action oriented, very like unstoppable energy. But above that, we have like someone who is taking command over their trauma, their triggers, um, their doubts, their fears. Just being able to like utilize change or conquer it or sit in it, kind of. But on the side where we have like talking through your traumas, this is kind of like someone who's like kind of developed like at least emotional status or emotional comfort, peace, something to hold on to, something to be known for by like journaling. So this could be, yeah, this could be someone who's writing a memoir or a vlog or they're doing interviews or something like that. This could be something like, you know, in Scream, like the original Scream, or was it Scream? Yeah, it was Scream. Or is that just the parody? Anywho, after like we was talking about how the main character's mom was murdered at some point, and so she's like really known for that. So it's kind of like if she had kept doing interviews about it, talking about it, processing it, and just being like kind of known for kind of like that type of loss is what I'm kind of getting. On that side, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the Strength card. So this is someone who is like this is very, it's kind of giving me like this is kind of giving me like stronger, you know, it's giving me like kind of the notion if it doesn't what doesn't kill you makes you stronger type of energy, which is something we could all talk about. I feel like we could have a back and forth, a little bit debate about that. But this is giving a little bit of that energy. It's also giving me a little bit of that. You've gone through the worst of it, like not like it's like you can't it's like you can't take my family away again. So or like, you know, what happened was really traumatic, and so like everything else kind of pales in comparison. It's kind of giving that vibe. Got a lot of we got you hear that alarm, a little bit of confirmation. um that alarm is supposed to mean something to me. um so it's kind of, I think that's probably the first time I've had an alarm um show up in my readings. If you know of another video in which an alarm has shown up, you could write that in the comments, or just, you know, you could write that in the comments, be like, actually, no, Evan, you missed that, or whatever. On the side of, like, it's all kind of redundant, all very much clarification, very redundant, where on the side of where they're mastering chaos, basically, this is someone who was like, yeah, the world's a mess. Yeah, this is someone who was like, yeah, the world is a mess. We have the Sun over the Three of Wands. So this is someone who was like, you know, this is like someone who's like, yeah, I can't, it can't put them down, can't keep me down. I won't stay down. This is someone who's like, there's better things ahead. Like, this is someone who's like, once you hit rock bottom, the only way out is up. Yeah, this is someone who is like, an L is just the first letter of a lesson. Yeah, this is someone who's like, yeah, that really, 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 really sucked. But I gotta keep pushing. I can't sit down and think about how much it sucked. Otherwise I'll be sitting forever, and then that's not gonna get anything done. Yeah, this could be someone who's gone through like a really traumatic experience, and it's been like inspirational to other people, but at the same time, this can also be a magnet for people to test this person's kind of endurance, their strength. I think a lot of people were like, I feel like in this movie we can see our character helping other people and also being challenged by other people. I think that a lot of people don't believe that people can heal. I was listening to something else that was talking about some people do believe that people are just what they are. And that once you show a type of trait, you'll always show a type of trait. There is no, like, it's almost like the people that would come against our main character here think that there is no such thing as progress. People are horrible. This is someone who's like, we're all horrible. Why are you acting like you're better? Or like, that is no big deal. Or why do you seem so comfortable in your own skin without being like a horror yourself? The little knuckle crack for confirmation. I'm going to start pulling out some confirmation cards. Stick with the one we pulled out earlier. I was thinking about doing, or should I tell you that? Or should I let it be a surprise? You guys like surprises, right? I love a good surprise. I do. And actually, I'm easily surprised. I never expect anything to happen. I mean, that's kind of an interesting thing to think about, because I know something's gonna happen. I just never know what's gonna happen. Which is kind of crazy because I do tarot card readings. But I use my tarot card readings as more of confirmation and regulation than predicting the future. I'm not really concerned about making sure I know what's going to happen next. Mine is a little bit more just like, yeah, it's a lot of clarification, a lot of alignment. Yeah. I think, yeah, and a lot of the tarot card readings that I watch a lot of tarot card readings. A lot of them are more of telling me what happened than one is telling me in the future. Because free will is a thing. Yeah, anyone can change their mind at any moment. Lots of things happen just like that. Lots of triggers make lots of different things happen. So, yeah. And it's more like, if it is a future thing, it's a little bit more like, keep it up, keep up the work, you'll see your results. And of course that's true, because the key to success isn't talent, it is consistency. So if you're thinking about doing something that you wish to be successful at, start. You don't have to be perfect. I've been there. I've gone through the perfectionist movement, as if it was like an era. I've gone through the perfectionist movement. I've done things, thought about things, erased things, got rid of things, put things back, did things different, made it more simple, made it more complicated. But all you can do is just keep it up. Let it change how it changes, and don't make something happen. Don't fight it either. You don't have to push and you don't have to pull. You just are. On either side of our main character confirmation, we have the Five of Cups, like I was talking about before. Isn't that funny? And Judgment. So this is something that is a little bit like, yeah, this is like looking at your losses. This is, yeah, learning from your lessons. I think someone was saying, anything taken from me is either a blessing or a lesson, and I think that this is very much that energy. What is to be. No use crying over spilled milk. What I look like crying over 1 out of 7 billion. It's giving that energy. Towards the bottom of our little chart here, where I would say we have kind of like the sad past, the tragic upbringing, we have the Tower and the Fool. So this is again someone who's like, okay, well, that's over. Let's move on to the next thing. I read that chapter. Let's read another chapter. This is like, okay, well, that didn't work. Let's go try something else. It's giving that energy. This is like a Tower moment is just freedom. Sometimes the universe will take things away from you to loosen your restraints so that you have a little bit more room to do the thing that your heart is asking for. Okay, so above that we have, and this is going to be like when we start talking about, this is the area in which our main character is talking about like the processing, the interviews, journaling, stuff like that. We have the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords. So sixes have been showing up now instead of our eights. Yeah, sixes have been showing up and seeing a lot of readings with sixes in it. 666 could be a thing. That's all about reflection. Okay, sixes for me, and it's all about reflection and numerology. The sixes for my readings are a little bit more about what. You guys don't like this? What's wrong? You need a little brushing. Okay. All right, you didn't like that. You didn't like the number 6. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna just brush your shoulders, especially around your ears, because it seems like you held on to that a little bit. Okay? Alright, let's polish you up a little bit. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to trigger you about that. Okay? Alright, 66 could be a thing. But this is all about return, all right, in my numerology. Let's see if we can get that lighting back up on. Okay. It's a little bright now. Let's turn that down. Okay, maybe did a little bit too much of cleanse. You're a little eager to hear about it now. Okay. Let's just polish you up just a little bit more. Okay. Kind of got you. All right. Sorry about that. But our sixes here are all about return. So this is someone who is remembering, going down memory lane. This is someone who may, like this. Our main character could visit their childhood home a lot, or you go down memory lane, go through their child, and this is also talking about your inner child, um, and also like leaving that space behind as well. It's a return to rationalize things, to clarify things, to make sense of things, especially in the contents of what we're talking about here. This our main character isn't afraid to talk about the things that they're going through. This is also giving me like, I saw one movie where they did an interview with a girl who was possessed, and she was talking about her experiences. They invoke the spirit and all that other stuff. So this is someone who could be comfortable doing that in our movie. Expressing their spiritual ties, especially traumatic or dark spiritual ties. On the far end, where we have, this is like kind of like that untouchable energy. We have the Eight of Swords, so that is going to be like this is almost like a coping mechanism. This is someone who like has a safe space, like they can go to their mind and have a safe space. This may be something they developed as a child to deal with a traumatic situation. So they could have been dealing with any of the like trigger warning. I'm gonna say the A word. There could be a bit of abuse, whether that's directed to them or other family members in the house. Which is, I don't know why that little pause there really got me. So that could definitely be something pertinent in our movie here. In the far end, we're talking about like there's nowhere else to go but up. We have the Three of Pentacles. This is all about like working together with other people or working on something, bringing something together. This is a striving for. So this is someone who is, I guess, not afraid to monetize their experiences, not afraid to monetize their voice, or their experience, their voice, their self-soothing process. This is someone who's not afraid to get the message out there, to collaborate with other people, to talk to other people who've gone through similar things, to compare notes. It's giving a little bit of that. I believe that is all that I have. Well, as far as the moral goes here, I stand by the statement from our movie that's talking about there's nowhere else to go but up. And that's a mindset that you can always have. You don't always have to be at rock bottom to think that you deserve better or could have better. Definitely, if you have hit rock bottom, that's your starting off point. You have somewhere to jump off from. Just consider that stable ground. That's where you can start building off of. Okay. As far as what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I think that aligned with understanding your triggers, what triggers you, to do a comfortable exposure, like very exposure therapy to those triggers, so that you're not surprised, especially if a trigger is, usually a trigger is something that's unexpected. So the more you're exposed to it, the easier it is for you to digest it as it shows up. And you can do this by romanticizing it. You can do it in a fantasy base. Lots of people will make fictional characters that go through similar situations. And of course, you can give them a happy ending, or you can make it a bit more dramatic, a little bit more stylish, something to add a little bit more pleasure to the experience. This can develop into types of fetishes and kinks and things like that. If you're open to moving that moving that from a 2D form to a 3D form, you could write about it. Talk therapy is a big thing. And I think that's a lot of what our main character is doing here in the movie. The more they talk about their traumas, the more exposure they get to their personal traumas, the easier it is to talk about, and that cycle keeps them going until them talking about it is just like talking about the weather. Anything else here? And another little moral there is loss is a terrible thing. If you have lost a loved one, or whether that's here like as physically as if they like passed away, or if you lost someone through like misunderstanding, argument, or any other type of random chance, if you're grieving a loss, it can be a little bit difficult to hear that is a lesson or a blessing, but every cloud has a silver lining. There's always something to take from it. There is comfort in every pain. Every problem has its own solution. Okay, this is not to get you to ignore your feelings of grief or to shame you for having those feelings of grief. It is to provide you a door out of this room for whenever you are comfortable to leave. You can spend as much time as you want in the room of grief as you would like, but I would like to point out that there is an exit here, and right behind me. Okay, you do not have to stay in this moment. And also, we all lose something at some point, whether it's people, places, or things. If you're lucky enough to have not lost anything, if you do run into it, you could be. I say luck with a pinch of salt. If you haven't gone through any losses, then when you do go through a loss, whether it's like a loss of yourself, because we all must transition into the next dimension, remember these words if they are comforting to you, that there is always something for you in every tragedy. Okay, there's always something for you in every tragedy. Just like not everything that's given to you is a gift, not everything is taken from you is a punishment. Okay, right? Please use your discernment. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with others. It's okay to feel, but we want to continue moving. Stagnation can be just as comfortable as being as what feels like being assaulted. Okay, all right. You don't want to stay in that place. A lot of people will hurt you in the hopes that you will stay in a particular space for a particular time. If being spiteful is a bit of a motivation for you, you can definitely use that to get yourself out of that room. Never let them see you sweat. Okay. If they do see you sweat, make it hot. Start loosening that blouse or take off that shirt or whatever. Whatever. Romanticize. Okay, guys, romanticize. I think that's what we're talking about here with this 8 of Swords. Romanticizing is a coping mechanism that, as an artist and a self-identified romantic, I definitely support, definitely value, at least for my own personal processing. Yes, I'm telling you, the love, beauty, truth, and freedom isn't everything, okay? The, the only thing you need to do to find it is to look, okay? That's it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the movie. If you did not, then that is your choice, and I completely respect it. I hope that you have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night. If you do not wish to have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night, that is your choice, and I completely respect it. Okay? All right. Until next time, guys. Bye.